Welcome back, everyone. So I wanted to hit my day off with my financial friend and react to one of his videos because he's been very big in YouTube right now. He's been making a lot of crypto content and he's been blowing up. He's almost big as Crypto R Us. I remember when he had like 200, 300k views. Now he has 3 times that because he optimized it very well. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. The big fish get big. And that's with his skills, with his knowledge. He did tell a lot, and he's a very big YouTuber so far, and I think he's an awesome YouTuber. So that being said, let's see what he has to say. About 90% of Bitcoin wallets are already priced out. People are pissed. If you are new to this channel, you know what to do. Subscribe to this channel because we have a lot of content inbound for you.
Parts of what make Bitcoin so valuable are only going to be left to the rich. I want to talk about that.
Exactly. And this is something I was saying on my own channel for some time. Like, the only rich get richer and the poor get poorer in crypto. And that's something that people are going to be missing out upon. Like, literally, some people will never have the chance to buy Bitcoin. That's pretty sad, actually. Like, but it is something that happens, you know, and it's something that you cannot stop, really.
I want to cover a lot of the stuff that's happening in today's market, though. Some crazy things that have happened with Ben Armstrong as well. We'll talk about a lot.
I want to see everything. Like, I know Ben Armstrong had a lot of drama. He had a lot of juicy details in that sense. And I want to see what he has to say in that aspect. Like, what, where, how, when. Definitely a lot of exciting news in the forth to come. So let's take a look.
So stay through to the end of the video. I might be making another video if there's more news today, but there's just a lot to cover right now. So if you don't mind.
Isn't that crazy? 56% off 90 days for Bitcoin. And a year ago, people were saying it's going to crash to zero. Like, that's just a bit too much, ain't it? Like, people were saying it's just insane to me, if you ask me. Like, nobody predicted something like that. And only in crypto can you have like price levels like this. Can you have like this types of bullish rises, bullish beginnings. And that's what keeps me really hyped up about crypto in a sense. Like, I do think there is a fair chance that crypto is gonna come out stronger than before.
Hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification underneath the video. There are also going to be some links underneath the video to Margex where you can trade on leverage. I actually opened a trade and closed a trade over about an hour yesterday, making 24% profit. It's in the Patreon. You can go check it out.
24% profit is a lot, especially if it's a big trade. So in crypto, there's something called big and small trade. And if you make a big trade, I think this is where it really matters for a lot of people. So that being said, does seem like there's a ton of potential so far for the crypto space actually breaking the next bull market.
So I'll put a link to him underneath the video as well. Now, I think we can get him up, by the way, to like 2.5 thousand. I think it's possible. If you didn't click it yesterday, go follow.
So here was the Crypto Moses. I never heard of this guy, but seems like he's going to be making a video on this one. He told Satoshi to hold. Now, this is a good meme I liked, but he said something very important in the following segment that I want to explain to you guys.
Market. So that doesn't really matter as much. Like, the memes don't matter as much as the giant marketing budgets that are going to be put behind this. I talked about it in yesterday's video, but there's going to be a lot of money thrown at these ads. Now, we also have news that possibly Michael Saylor is trying to orange pill Bezos. This came from...
So if you don't know what orange pill is, it's basically trying to convince people to buy Bitcoin. And if they convince Amazon, literally Amazon, to convince Bezos, so she got engaged to Amazon boss Jeff Bezos and also scored with Vogue. It's been quite a year. The future second of Mr. Bezos celebrated. If he can score some kind of partnership for crypto or MicroStrategy, imagine the potential. Even for Amazon, even if it's a small partnership, it would be incredible. Crypto would be skyrocketing left and right. There would be no crypto available at all. And I think that's what really matters in the end. Like, people would just keep on buying more and more crypto. It's what the crazy part is for me, if you ask me.
Page6.com. So I think like a tabloid. Seaside spies say Sanchez Bezos moved.
Seaside spies. So I guess that's reporters just waiting for Bezos.
Producer Brian Glazier.
Wow. So tons of people were saying like maybe they're making also a movie about Bitcoin and Bezos is involved like in some way. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be like crypto pumping, but it's a good indicator that crypto could be improving in a sense in the following few days. And that's what keeps me really, really excited in a way that crypto could be seeing those price hikes that we have been waiting for such a long time, guys. We have been waiting for 2 damn years to see that.
Media mogul David Geffen, IAC honcho Barry Diller, and MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor were spotted at a beachside eatery.
Now that's a pretty amazing story. Like if this happens, everyone's going to be a clear winner in this one.
So possibly, I feel like Michael Saylor doesn't do anything besides just talk about Bitcoin, show Bitcoin. So I don't know.
Imagine like the meeting dinner, like at the meeting, oh, have you heard about Bitcoin? Yes, Michael, we have heard for Bitcoin for the 7th or 8th time Bitcoin. We know what it is. And I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I'm buying yacht this weekend.
Know why he would be here unless he was trying to orange pill some people. They're trying to get some information or trying to figure something out. Now, I will say though, I made a video last week, 9 days ago, talk about how people will not be able to afford Bitcoin. And this isn't like, oh, it's going to become so expensive to buy 0.01 Bitcoin. It's that people are not going to be able to afford the self-sovereignty of Bitcoin.
I guess like what he meant by that is also like people will not be able to actually keep it on the blockchain and not lose it.
People don't understand. As the network becomes more congested, people are willing to pay tips to get their transaction actually processed.
Okay, so that's going to be a big question, like what will happen in that scenario.
And you can see that here. Isabella.
Like network fees, I think that's going to be actually saved with Lightning Network, and it can give you a lot of positive fees overall.
On Twitter is showing the network fee, $161. Like people will be able to buy Bitcoin. No matter what the price is, they're going to be able to buy a Satoshi. Even if Bitcoin's $100 million, right? One Bitcoin's 100 million, which is nuts to think about.
Yeah, that is nuts. Like, but Satoshi never predicted crypto to rise so fast. The thing I like about it though is like there's active developments for the Bitcoin network that will actually improve Bitcoin network and basically make it fee-less or fee-ish-less. What I mean by that is instead of being like this $160, this is what something happened with Shiba Inu. When their NFTs were launched, the gas fees were like $2,000, $3,000. And I'm not joking here. $800 for Ethereum gas fees. Some people paid more for gas fees than Shiboshis themselves. I'm not joking here because they were such in a high demand. They were selling for much, much more. People were paying 1K Ethereum for gas fees. Imagine paying $2,000 just to pay gas fees, to process them fast, to buy Shiboshis.
She's $1, right? And in that scenario, inflation is probably massive. So they're going to be able to afford a Satoshi, but can they afford self-sovereignty? I don't think so. You can already see network fees go up. We can already see that countries are looking at Bitcoin. Large companies are looking at Bitcoin. There's only so much block space. And while some people will point to the Lightning Network, the Lightning Network's not perfect. Some people don't want to use the Lightning Network. So I'm not saying not to buy Bitcoin, right? But I'm saying that self-sovereignty is going to be very expensive one day. If you
So yeah, I don't actually agree with that. I don't think crypto will be that expensive. Like people are saying it will be expensive. I honestly don't think, I think crypto developers are working on a solution that to make it not like expensive to trade Bitcoin around. I think it's going to be cheapless because they're going to be investing a lot to make it cheaper to have it on the blockchain. Things like Solana, things like Cardano, which have basically zero fees. So I think this is where the big money comes in. You know, like these exchanges, these banks are going to say, we're going to pay $60 to transact this virtual coin. So what they're going to do is they're going to make these really cheap and cashless.
Want to have transactions confirmed on the Bitcoin network, especially with ordinals. I talked about that a little bit yesterday, how crazy the fees are getting. You're going to have to pay a lot of money, right? Especially in dollar terms. So for a lot of people, they'll just keep their Bitcoin on exchanges. They'll just keep it on Coinbase, Binance, whatever. So there aren't large transaction fees. They'll also just buy these ETFs. We've talked about so many times, people just buy the ETFs. And
I don't think the ETFs will have a transaction fee. I think that's the big difference.
Do you want to pay a $160 fee to move $400?
I don't know anyone will pay that, but I guess that's the old Bitcoin, the Lightning Network that people are using. That's really cheap. So I guess more systems will be on the exchanges, more on centralized entities. But the old system for Bitcoin, it's really expensive. $160 to send a payment. Some people pay that because they're incredibly rich. But yeah, most people won't be paying that, especially in third world countries. Defamation lawyers, divorce lawyers, criminal lawyers, bad boys keeping the entire system legal in business. That's fine. At least I'm not involved. I mean, there's like tons of defamation with Ben Armstrong. I'm not even going to react to his drama because Ben Armstrong is dealing through some stuff right now. And I don't want to put people down when they're dealing with stuff. So I'm just going to keep it pro-friendly, pro-Bitcoin here. If you want more content like this, you know where the like button is. You know where I am at. I'm here right in my home. And if you want to support my channel, you don't have to pay me anything. You don't have to pay me any money. I live off my ad revenue. So whatever you watch, you know, like that's what I buy in food. And that's the crazy part. And I don't need much more. Like, sure, rent pays the bill. If the bills are paid, I'm not going to have a Lamborghini. I'm not going to have a Bugatti. And that's where I think the big difference comes. But this is for another video. You can just hear I'm too passionate about Bitcoin sometimes. There's definitely lots of price potentials for Bitcoin in the next following days. And always, if you want to be kept up to date with some awesome crypto content, there is going to be tons of opportunities in this crypto market. Until next time, peace, everyone.